Namaste, welcome, and thank you for joining today. I will share about the preparations that can help us to meditate in an easy and smooth way. Firstly, I would like to talk about the space and it's the space where we meditate. It can be really beneficial if, especially at the beginning, it's always the same space where you sit down. And also if you make this a more cozy or even a sacred space, something that can already help you to tune into your heart, to be relaxed and to open this sense of sacredness and that this is a special time for yourself. For example, I always meditate in front of my altar, and if you don't have something like this set up yet, maybe you can be inspired to lit a candle or even have a picture or something that reminds you of something that is inspiring for you. I have Ramana Maharshi here with me, and just bringing this sense of depth and sacredness into the space. And then of course that you sit in a quiet space where you are not going to be disrupted. And I love to meditate with earplugs so much because it's really helping you to cut off the senses of hearing. So I would highly recommend this to you, to use earplugs if you don't use a guided meditation. And you can even use the eye mask. That can also be very beneficial, especially in the beginning, to not be like peeking and opening the eyes, but to shut down all the senses and to go really inside. Once we have set up the space, we can look how we have to sit, how we can sit, what is beneficial to sit. And I want to share with you 2 different ways how we can sit. But firstly, what I can share about the seated position is that there are 2 aspects that are really important. The first and most important is to keep our back straight throughout the whole meditation. That's on one side important because we want the energy to be able to move smoothly and not to be in a weird position, but to be straight, and then the energy can move from the lower chakras up. But a straight spine is also helping us to be lucid and awake and to become sleepy. So a straight spine, number 1 of the seated position. And number 2, what is important is that we are comfortable. We don't want to suffer while we meditate and sit. It's actually the opposite. We want to be relaxed, to be able to let go and to surrender more and more. So please use all the props and everything that you need to be comfortable. I'm going to show you 2 seated positions here, and I will start with the so-called easy pose. And I have this meditation cushion with me. If you don't have something like this, which is not needed, you can also simply take a blanket and fold this. It's very helpful if it's dense, so you can really be supported while seated. So having something that is stable. To be able to keep the back straight, what you can remember as a little rule is that we want to have our hips higher than the knees. If it's like that, we can be assured that the back is automatically a little more straight. So I will sit on the cushion, and by this I will elevate my hips, and the hips are higher than the knees, and I can already feel, yes, this is lifting up my spine. And I'm gonna sit on the edge of the cushion like this. I can let the hips fall a little forward and straighten the spine even a bit more. But what's important here is that every body is very different, and also each one's flexibility is very different. So for me it looks like this, as my hips are a bit more open and my knees can easily touch the ground. But depending on your body type, can be very different. So it might also look like this, that the knees are more up in the air and not touching the ground. And in this case, we want to use props to be able for the knees to be supported. So I can, for example, use those two pillows and place them underneath the knees, because as we said, to be comfortable is very important, to be able to let go. And then the hands, we can just let them rest on our thighs or on the knees. If we want, we can use a mudra, that's a gesture for the hands. For example, we can use Jnana-Mudra, where the palms are facing downward, or we can also use Chin-Mudra, where the palms are facing upward. This is more, the Chin-Mudra is bringing more like an opening, and the Jnana-Mudra brings more of a grounding. But we can also just let the hands rest like this. Yes, I'll show you another pose called Vajrasana, if this might not feel super comfortable for you. Maybe this one is for you. For this one, we take our cushion or the blanket, whatever we have, and we're going to sit on top of it like this. And this time we can bring the whole bum to the cushion. The feet are relaxing on the side, and the hands are relaxing on the thighs, doing a mudra or whatever feels good. And as you can see, this posture, the hips are automatically higher than the knees, and it's bringing a very natural alignment and straightening of the spine. If sitting on the ground doesn't feel comfortable for you, and maybe for your legs is not available, then it's very good to meditate on a chair. There's no position that is better than the other. Also, chair is very good. If you use the chair, you can sit on the edge of the chair so that you won't rest with your spine against the chair. And again, you can place your hands on the thighs or on the knees, and yeah, that's a very, very good alternative if you do not want to sit on the floor meditating. Yes, so if you have a quiet and maybe sacred space, and if you found a comfortable seat position, you're perfectly prepared to meditate. Thank you for joining today.